Yeah,
not
so
fair?
it used to be that especially philosophers and economists and people like that, they had decided, I think, that fairness and justice are very complex issues. And so they had decided that only humans could have this. But we discovered, that's about 10 years ago, we discovered that actually monkeys are very sensitive to what other monkeys get versus what they get. And so we started doing a series of experiments together with Sarah Brosnan, first on capuchin monkeys, and then later it was expanded to chimpanzees. And some people expanded it to dogs and to birds, and now it is a whole field of inequity aversion, as we call it, in the primates. And the original experiment is still the simplest one. Is what we did is we would let capuchin monkeys do a very simple task. Two monkeys would be side by side, and they would do a very simple thing, and they would get rewarded with, for example, both of them would get a piece of cucumber, and the monkeys would be perfectly happy to do the task 25 times in a row for a little piece of cucumber. And then we would make a variation, and we would give a grape to one of them, and a grape is much better than a piece of cucumber, but the other one would still get cucumber. Now the funny thing is that even though for the other one the reward has not changed, they then start refusing. They become agitated, they become actually angry, they throw the food away, they refuse to do the task because the other one is getting a grape. And so this doesn't make any sense from a simple sort of economic perspective where a cucumber is cucumber and is worth every little piece. But it does make sense from a fairness perspective in the sense that you're getting upset because you get so much less than somebody else. And now we have found this in multiple other species. And so the original study with capuchin monkeys, I usually call it egocentric sense of fairness, in the sense they're worried about getting less than somebody else, which is the first reaction, which also, by the way, in human children is the first sense of fairness that you see, is that the children get very upset when somebody else gets something better than they do. But now Sarah Brosnan with chimpanzees has found also the complete version of fairness, in that chimpanzees who get a grape versus somebody else gets a cucumber, the one who gets the grape will refuse the grape until the one who gets cucumber also gets a grape. And so that's a more full-blown sense of fairness, more similar to what we have in humans, which we think relates to the fact that the chimpanzees want to avoid problems, which is really where the human sense of fairness comes in. Is we have this sense of fairness because we want to avoid problems in society, like competition over resources, and the best way to avoid competition over resources is, of course, to spread them out equally.